7:52 here, Big 550 KTRS. Well, we are in some strange, weird world, and for the next couple of days, for as long as we need, Gabe Crocker, St. Louis County Police Association president, has agreed to join us here every morning at 7:50. Gabe, thanks for joining us here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thanks for having me.
You've been here numerous times. We've talked to you about a lot of different things. In this role, you're a little bit different in that you're going to come and you're going to talk about what's going on, what happened overnight. What do you know? What are the police officers being told, and what can you tell us?
Well, what happened is what happened was on Saturday evening around 6 o'clock, the incident command and basically kind of our emergency plan was initiated. So that's why a lot of the media started to scurry around Clayton a little bit. So. We have officers working 12-hour shifts. We have additional officers in Ferguson, additional officers in Clayton. St. Louis City has additional officers in the Shaw neighborhood and some other hotspots throughout the region.
Right.
So we have that plan now in place. And the reason that they did that was because we wanted to be prepared. We want to be, we don't want to be behind the curve on if an announcement would happen to come today. So we put that plan into action over the weekend and got these officers out throughout the community and working longer shifts, so on and so forth.
So you're saying that the police haven't been tipped off as to anything other than what the rest of us know?
No, I mean, I have not heard anything about a grand jury decision. Of course, there's rumors everywhere, but
right.
What's the point of discussing a rumor, because it's just a rumor and you do nothing but perpetuate it even further than it needs to be. So, what we're doing is we're on standby. And I think it speaks to the integrity of the actual grand jury process.
No question.
Again, that we have officers that are standing inside that courthouse right now on a security detail that have absolutely no idea when this grand jury is going to come back with a verdict on the indictment.
You're on the front lines. Your coworkers on the front lines. Sorry, Kelly. In terms of what are you wearing? Are you guys wearing riot gear? Is the riot gear in the car ready to be out? What are you guys doing to get ready for this?
Certainly we have that gear ready and available. And just like we did in Ferguson the first round during the first wave of violence that occurred, and of course the peaceful protests, I always add that because I don't want to blanket everybody with the same label. No, that equipment's nearby. It's available. It's accessible to our officers, especially the officers that are working in Ferguson and the Shaw neighborhood and in Clayton. That equipment is there. Right now, you're going to see everybody that's going to be in uniforms. You might see a few officers wearing what is called an outer carrier vest, and that just allows them to carry additional handcuffs and some things. So it'll be a police uniform, and it'll be a black carrier vest. And again, it'll say police on it, so on and so forth. And that just allows officers, again, they're going to carry some extra equipment in there. Right now, they might be carrying hand warmers in there. I mean, that's just to allow police officers who are standing out there for extended periods of time. I mean, they can put a Cliff Bar or something. I mean, I don't know if you have any sponsors that
Cliff Bar is that your candy bar of choice?
Well, it's not, but I was gonna
energy though.
I was gonna defer to you for a sponsor on that, so I could say that's what they carry.
We do not have a candy bar sponsor, so feel free to have anything.
I'll just make it up. They could have M&Ms in there, Starburst, whatever they want.
I'm a Twizzler Nibs guy myself.
There you go.
The point, yes.
So and a new sponsor, I'm sure. By the way, if they hear this, so that's why these officers are wearing those vests. But you won't see any helmets at this point. That's not any different than it was again in August. Right. I mean, their officers are out there. If the situation escalates, at some point in time, we will make a determination, or our commanders and the supervisors that are on the scene. Because remember, just because something's going on in Ferguson doesn't mean it's going on in Clayton. We have multiple situations going on all over the St. Louis region, and so each particular area has supervisors and a command structure in place so that our response in that area is appropriate for that area.
Do you have any indication where they will make this announcement? Because I had heard that maybe Clayton may not be where they do it, because it is such a small area, where the prosecutor's office is, and it would be a tight squeeze to handle so many demonstrators.
Well, I don't know. Again, they haven't told me. Could they potentially move it to a larger area? Sure, but I still think I still think the attention is going to be directed at the government campus, we call it, that's here in Clayton, and people will be up in Ferguson. I mean, they could also go out to the middle of, the Riverport lot, and 40 acres of parking spaces and do it out there. But there's really nothing there's no attention gathering out there. There's nothing to really do out there.
The protesters follow the cameras, and the cameras follow the protesters.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, they go out there, there's nothing there. I have a feeling it'll probably be somewhere in or around Clayton.
All right. So, Gabe Crocker, you're going to join us each and every morning at 7:50 to sort of give us a rundown of what's going on.
Absolutely.
So, just so I understood you, the emergency plan was put into place Saturday night?
Saturday evening around 6 o'clock, and again, that's just a little. It's foreshadowing,
right.
But it's pre-planning. It's saying, well, if it's coming, this decision is most likely coming very soon.
Right.
As all indicators would point that it's going to happen relatively soon. We want this plan in motion. We don't want to make an announcement, or Mr. McCullough to make an announcement and then go, well, we need to get this thing rolling now. Let's get everybody out there. Let's mobilize. No, we're already in place. And police officers, we have areas where police officers are not very visible. They're just kind of laying low. They're response teams, so on and so forth.
That's Gabe Crocker, St. Louis County Police Association president. Gabe, be safe out there, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
McGraw.